It is President Trump's final day in office before he leaves the White House. He's expected to issue as many as 100 pardons and commutations today. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
President Trump is spending his last full day in office and has been preparing a lengthy list of pardons and commutations.
The pardons are a very positive thing for a president.
White House sources tell CBS News the president could issue up to 100 of them, including to his former political aide Steve Bannon and personal attorney Rudy Giuliani. The president's allies have warned him against pardoning supporters arrested in connection to the January 6th assault on the Capitol.
The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president.
President Trump is also said to have discussed pardoning himself, but such a move would likely anger senators who are the jurors in his upcoming impeachment trial.
If the president is convicted, there will be a vote on barring him from running again.
President Trump is leaving Washington for Florida, where his new neighbors are already expressing mixed reactions.
There are so many people that are going to come, and they're going to welcome this president home.
West Palm Beach, where we are right now, is extremely Democratic.
With no plans to attend the inauguration, President Trump will get a farewell send-off at Joint Base Andrews Wednesday morning. A senior administration official tells CBS News neither the president's first campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, nor Vice President Pence will attend. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.